So I'm super in the mood of making videos today. And another thing that I really want to share is how I've been working with my asthma and being in cities where the air is pretty dire. And I happen to spend a lot of time in these cities, places like Jakarta and London, where the traffic is so high. And eventually, after a couple of days, I notice a congestion in my chest. So this is a little acupressure routine that I go through. At the top of the chest here, underneath the collarbone, there's a divvy here. I'm not going to spend too much time going to points, but what I want you to do, why don't you just do this with me, is just start to roll your hands around this area, roll your fingers around this area. And your area will start to touch on some super sensitive spots and just work on there for a moment. You can actually do this on both sides at the same time. Now, when it comes to the work of acupressure, essentially what we're doing is moving chi. And the way that you'll sense a change in energy, the way that I understand it, is your internal landscape just shifts. So for myself, I feel as though I'm working on sensitive spots, and then suddenly my inner world will drop into this sense of stillness, or I'll feel more relaxed. Sometimes it can also feel as though the tissue that you're caressing, that you're palpating, also softens and eases up. So once you've worked on here for maybe a couple of minutes, and also breathe deeply whilst you're doing it. So let me do this point with you. And I guess in that moment there, I reached a peak of like internal yumminess, and that's when I know it's okay to move on to the next point. Now the next point is along the bicep. So first of all, caress the bicep, and you see my fingers here on the outer edges of the bicep, and caress all the way down until you get to the elbow side of the bicep, and then there'll be a spot here. So caress this area until you get to a sensitive zone. Once you've got that, you can also do it on both sides. Holding my nose like this. And then one more spot that you can work. Actually, there's a few lines. Basically, the sternum here, the breastbone. If you caress with your fingers, and here's the bone, I'm directly on the bone. And if you caress into these areas, there's actually some really wonderful spots here that when worked on for long enough, it will make the rib cage feel as though it's just ballooned open. Okay, and then once you've got some spots that you would really like to work on today, then breathe into those spots too. If I work on these spots before I go to sleep, I definitely do not wake up wheezing or feeling as though my chest is tight, which is a symptom that I definitely experience once I've been in these types of environments for a couple of days. It's also super important to involve some sort of physical routine that's somewhat cardiovascular really, and I'm not the type of cardio person. I actually dislike running in my own body. I don't mind if other people do it. My body just doesn't agree with doing it on a regular basis. But if you like if you do a yoga practice, like aim for a few more rounds of sun salutations than what you would normally do. Like get your breath up, get your blood moving, or challenge your capacity of taking a deep inhale. And the more frequently that you add that to this routine as well, then actually it's way, way, way easier to breathe. I really hope this has helped. And oh wait, there's a message. Feel the intonation with the great that you're getting some benefit from it. I hope that these points help. I hope these videos help. If you guys want some information about anything else at all, please drop me a direct message, because it will inspire me on what to record next. Have an amazing day.